Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson, and I'll be guiding you through this enlightening journey. Stay with us. There's much more ahead to inform, inspire, and uplift.
The shadows of October 28, 2025 still linger, the aftermath of Category 5 Hurricane Melissa. The powerful system made landfall in Jamaica, leaving a trail of devastation across the island. While every parish felt its force, the western end bore the brunt of the storm. Many residents are still without homes, vital infrastructure has been wiped out, and communities are struggling to rebuild. As a nation, we're all picking up the pieces together. Let us continue to stand united and support recovery efforts by donating through the country's official disaster relief and recovery portal at supportjamaica.gov.jm.
Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Jamaica Magazine. Hurricane Melissa destroyed homes and livelihoods in Westmoreland, but residents are moving from challenge to courage, finding their footing, working to rebuild and showing the strength of community and the will to press on. Let's take a look.
When the winds quieted and the rains subsided, what remained across Jamaica's western end was not just debris, but stories of strength, faith, and the will to begin again. This is Voices from the West after Hurricane Melissa.
My name is Harry Kelly. I'm from JamaicaInformationService Plain in Westmoreland. What they basically need right now, I would like the authorities to do now, right now, is the people, they need some tarpaulin, at the least, and they need food short. And there are a lot of elderly and sickly people that are there, including my mother, because my parents' house, my house, total, 3 brothers, the house is flat right now. We have to use some tarpaulin we have, and it's not even enough. Because them all up same way, bore up. So we just have to use it to make a makeshift. My mother have when the rain fall, they have to have a bucket just the same way. You know? Have to catch water. You know, and have to shelter with umbrella inside.
Harry's voice carries the pain of loss familiar to many across Westmoreland. Homes flattened, lives interrupted, and hope tested. Yet, in the ruins, his faith remains firm.
We have to just put heart and hands together now, and just put God in front of everything, and just unite as one people. Put aside all malice and everything, and just work together as one unit in order to come out of this. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think the government alone can manage this. Based on the devastation, based on what I'm seeing, it's like none other.
Just a few miles away in Ferris, the devastation tells a similar story.
My name is Stacey and Twiddle, and we're in the community of Ferris in Westmoreland. And as you can see, Ferris is flat. We need help. All the roofs are gone. The only structures you are seeing are those that have concrete. We need water, we need food, we need tarpaulin.
For Stacey Ann, a teacher at Ferris Primary, the storm took away both home and work.
My house is gone. I also work in Ferris because I'm a teacher at the Ferris Primary School, and Ferris Primary School has been destroyed. So I don't have a house, I need a workplace. It's going to be hard, but everybody have to come together to help. Persons from other parishes who are okay, going to have to come together and help their neighboring parish.
In the aftermath, neighbors lean on each other, strangers become family, and even amid despair, faith flickers.
My name is Troyan Smith Edwards. I'm from Little London. I work in Winchester, and the school that I work at, Loving Care Christian Academy, flat. I'm a mother also, a first-time mom, and my baby, she has the eczema bad, so she and the heat not going well, the mosquitoes, it's really hard, but I am holding on. I have faith. I am a Christian.
Through her pain, Troyan still speaks of gratitude and of rebuilding together.
With help from neighboring communities, from overseas, from wherever we can, anybody who is available or can make themselves available with helping hands, because the hands and heart go together and we can accomplish much. That much I can say.
3 voices, 3 lives changed forever, yet their message is the same: unity, faith, and resilience.
We are traveling from St. Ann, Ochi, Rias, Linford, Minding. To the state of the place, we just tell ourselves that we are coming in, get helping and cut some tree, clean some road. See, because if I had St. Ann, we don't want the same way.
After Hurricane Melissa, the West may be battered, but not broken. As Harry Kelly said,
Despite what we are going through, we still keep a smile on our face. A lot of person. So trust me, we are going to bounce back because we are great. We're a great nation and great people.
To support the National Disaster Relief and Recovery effort, visit supportjamaica.gov.jm. This is Voices from the West after Hurricane Melissa.
We are in a race against time, to reverse the effects of climate change by one simple action which has positive and enduring effects. That's right, plant a tree, leave a lasting legacy. Join the My Tree Legacy promotion by planting a tree at your alma mater and share your work with us. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
The Urban Development Corporation (UDC) has announced that several of its properties have reopened to the public, including Duns River Falls and Park, Ocharias Bay Beach, and Harmony Beach Park in Montego Bay. In the coming weeks, visitors will enjoy free internet connectivity through Starlink, along with phone charging stations at these locations. The I Love Jamaica Telethon, presented by Red Stripe and powered by Digicel, takes place here in Jamaica on Sunday, November 23 from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's a made-for-television event to be broadcast live on local television and streamed across multiple local and international platforms. The concert series kicked off in London on Thursday, November 13 at Coco Camden. Miami Miramar will host its show on December 7, led by Roger Lewis of Inner Circle, Shaggy, and Sharon Burke. Then it's New York's turn on December 12 at the UBS Arena, produced by Bobby Clark of Irie Jam. The series continues with a mega concert at the O2 Arena on December 21, featuring UB40, Culture Club, and more. Celebrates her music, spirit, and unity. The government of Jamaica is seeking volunteers to assist in recovery efforts following Hurricane Melissa. If you're ready to help rebuild stronger communities, visit supportjamaica.gov.jm/volunteers for details. Volunteer today. Jamaica needs you. The Jamaica Defense Force has launched an incident response form to help residents report issues following Hurricane Melissa. This form is not for emergencies. If you are in danger, call 119. For all other reports, visit supportjamaica.gov.jm/incident and submit the details. And that's all for our community notices this Saturday. If you have a community event to share on our notice board, give us a call at 876-922-8680 or email jatkinson@jis.gov.jm.
As many Jamaicans work to rebuild their lives after the hurricane, having the right documents is key to restoring normalcy. Here's a quick look at how you can replace or obtain your birth certificate through the Registrar General's Department.
The Registrar General's Department, RGD, is an executive agency and Jamaica's sole repository of birth records. Every birth that occurs in Jamaica must be registered with the RGD. This establishes a permanent and official record of each person's existence, where they were born, and the identity of their parents. This affords the individual the right to an official identity and nationality, which is also the basis for accessing social and economic benefits. The registration process typically begins shortly after the mother gives birth in hospital or a birthing facility where the relevant form is completed by a registration officer. The process is complete once all relevant signatures are affixed to the document and the registration fee is paid. Some parents are required to do a follow-up visit with the RGD for one or more reasons. If the couple is unmarried, they may have to visit to have the father's particulars added to the form. If a child's name was not decided at birth, the parent must submit a certification of naming form. The birth certificate will be issued within 3 months for babies who were named in the hospital. Where the registration of birth is done digitally, the RGD also has the capacity to provide digital birth certificates so that parents will be able to leave the hospital with the document. Beyond bedside registration, to get a birth certificate, you must apply to the Registrar General's Department. This can be done online at www.rgd.gov.jm or by visiting any of the RGD's offices across the country. When applying, ensure that you have the following information for the person or child on whose behalf you are seeking the birth certificate: the full and correct spelling of the person's name, their sex, date, and place of birth, as well as the parish. You also need the birth entry number, full and correct spelling of the person's mother and father's names, date, and place of registration. If you don't have a birth entry number, you will need to fill out an online birth search application form. The birth entry number is on the top right-hand corner of the birth certificate, usually 2 letters and 3 or 4 numbers if you have an old one, and on the certificate of registry or the pink slip. Complete the application form and make the required payment for either the express or regular service using your credit or Visa debit card. The Registrar General's Department lists the costs for getting a certified copy of a birth certificate on its website. The current price to get the first copy is $1,500 Jamaican dollars. Additional copies will cost $500 each. Normally, it takes anywhere between 6 and 8 weeks to process a birth certificate application. However, you can make use of the RGD's 7 to 10 business days express service or 3 to 4 business days express service. If you are overseas, you also have the option of asking a family member or friend in Jamaica to assist you with getting the birth certificate. This option is usually less costly and tends to be the fastest route. Express applications for overseas customers are processed within 7 to 10 business days, and ordinary applications are processed within 4 to 6 weeks. All overseas customers will receive 2 copies of the certificate at costs based on the region in which they reside. If the child was delivered at home or any place outside of a hospital or birthing center, the parents must visit the RGD with an informant, that is, a witness or household member, to register the birth. Ideally, this should take place within 6 weeks of the birth or up to a year, the latest. Persons who fail to register their children's birth within the specified year will have to complete a late registration form. This then creates a record of the birth, which is needed before making an application for a birth certificate. Among the information required for completing the late registration form are your child's first primary or prep school records, baptismal record, 3 statutory declarations, a list of all children born to the mother, and a certificate of naming. A late registration fee of $6,000 is charged for processing in 4 to 6 weeks and $8,500 for 7 to 10 business days. Parents will be interviewed as part of the application process and will receive a birth certificate when the process is completed, with the standard RGD service cost and processing time applied.
Keep that smile on their faces and preserve their innocence. Cherish the moments you have with them and create the best memories. Let's inspire our children to dream big and work hard to achieve all they aspire to be. Take the time to listen to our children and really hear their side of the story. Our children deserve love and the right to access their basic needs. Do your part and protect our children.
A single tree can make a world of difference, not just for its beauty, but for the vital role it plays in sustaining the environment. Stay with us as we explore the importance of tree planting and much more.
Trees are often considered the lungs of the earth. As part of their life cycle, they take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen into the atmosphere. Let's all continue this necessary part of keeping our planet healthy by planting more trees. And here's how you do it. First things first, decide what tree you will be planting. Is it one that will provide timber? Shade? Will it beautify your space, or will you be eating its fruits? Once that's settled, you need to consider what kind of conditions it would need to grow. Naturally, some plants do better in some areas than others, while others need full exposure to sunlight versus those that can survive without direct light. And there's also the soil type to consider. Some trees thrive near seasides. Others prefer mountain areas, while certain trees are content in the valleys. Next up, space. Some trees grow wide, others tall. While you may be able to prune trees to keep them under control, some lose their essence when tamed. So, be sure to plant large trees in areas where they will have adequate space to grow. If you have a smaller space, consider growing a smaller tree that requires less pruning to keep it in check. Then there's the matter of your fully grown tree posing a threat to nearby structures. As a country situated in the hurricane belt, downed trees during times of disaster is a part of our reality. There's also the pesky issue of trees which shed their leaves profusely, and others with copious amounts of flowers and fruits, which might just be the cause of a dispute with your neighbor if planted near the fence. That being said, be sure to plant trees at a safe distance from walls, power lines, fences, sidewalks, and the very foundation of your house. Once you've considered all those tips, it's time to plant.
First step is to dig a hole, right? Not too deep, about a foot and a half, not too wide either, because you're not burying the plant. You're trying to provide a nice area for it to grow. Right? Upon digging your hole, if you notice that the soil type is clay, that is the kind of coarse soil type, you probably need topsoil, right? Because when you're putting back the soil, it's going to be a challenge for you. But after that, you dampen the soil, ensure that it's moist, provide a moist area or environment for the plant to be planted in. Ensure the plant is in the center of the hole. If you dig the hole a bit too deep, there's a process known as backfilling, right? That's when you put back the dirt into the soil to a certain height that is much favorable for you and for the plant. After you do that, you want to dampen the soil, right? Ensure the plant is in the center, because you end up having a plant to grow lean or to the side, because plants grow into the direction of the sunlight. Ensure that the soil goes up to the root collar. Now the root collar is where the stem and the root of the plant or the root plug meet, right? You don't want to go above that. Once you do finish that, you water it, then you stake it. When I say stake, you take either a bamboo stake or a regular stake, put a flagging tape beside onto it, and put it beside the plant. That is you marking the plant. So once you're doing any maintenance, you yourself or any other individual in the area can know that, hey, there's something planted there. So you don't end up wasting your effort and time when planting. The most important thing is watering after and nurturing the plants. So you water early mornings and late evenings. If you water in between those times, especially in the afternoons, the plant will end up struggling with the intake of the water, right? Because the sun is going to be evaporating at the same time it's trying to take in the nutrients. You can also mulch, fertilize, or add kaya dust or sawdust to the mound to help lock in moisture for the plant.
And there you have it, a step-by-step demonstration of how to plant a tree. Call 876-618-3205 or visit 173 Constant Spring Road to get your plant seedlings. Happy planting!
The health of our watersheds shapes the strength of our land and livelihoods. Up next, a watershed coordinator shares key insights on how Jamaicans can help preserve these vital ecosystems.
Jamaica, the land of wood and water. Preserving the rich history of our island's natural bounty is centered on the core ideal of sustainability. So, with every precious drop of rainfall harvested into the beautiful canopy of the island, increasing the urgency to safeguard our water sources is everyone's responsibility. An area of land that allows for the drainage of rainwater into a common place like a pond or river is known as a watershed. Now, you may live near a river or drink the water from a bottle, but how much do you know about watersheds and their life-giving role? There are over 100 rivers making up Jamaica's watersheds. These rivers are critical resources to the ecosystem of the land, while empowering our economy. The National Environment and Planning Agency NEPA manages Jamaica's 26 watershed management units WMUs in partnership with key governmental agencies such as the Rural Agricultural Development Authority RADA, the Forestry Department, the Water Resources Authority and other partners. There is one major factor to note in the protection of watersheds, and it's the delicate balance of the communities who earn a living from these areas through agriculture.
So we try to take a bottom-up approach to watershed management. Now that will involve liaising with the communities, getting their inputs prior to going into any given watershed with any intervention. You have to do what we consider to be an assessment of the needs of the community, separate and apart from an assessment of the needs of the watershed prior to going in and doing our interventions.
This approach forms part of the integrated watershed and coastal area management model, which takes into consideration the community's views. Under the Watersheds Protection Act of 1963, watershed areas are declared and regulated to conserve the water resources, while allowing residents to gain from popular land economic activities such as farming.
You do have complementary acts that would speak to watershed management. So you have, for example, the RADA Act of 1990 that will allow for the use of extension services, which translate into watershed management as the use of sustainable land management practices with the farmers.
There are 7 other pieces of legislation that support the Major Watersheds Protection Act. Finding the balance between benefiting from the resources in watersheds and preventing its degradation is continuous work by the environmental authorities. In 2015, a $3.9 million Yallas Hope watershed restoration project was launched, as a joint initiative between the government and the Inter-American Development Bank (IDB. The Yalis and Hope River watershed supply 40% of the drinking water in the densely populated urban parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew.
We would have trained under that project over 5,000 farmers in sustainable land management, and then we would have also did quite a number of studies. We would have done some replanting in the area. We would have replanted over 500 hectares.
A major initiative from the Yalis Hope River Restoration Project was the use of a payment for ecosystem services scheme designed to give an incentive to farmers who rely less on the watersheds.
At the end of that project, we would have, through modeling, showed that we have seen a reduction in about 8% of sediments coming down out of that watershed, and that's a conservative estimate. It goes up to 17% when you factor in the interventions that were done by our partners in these watersheds.
NEPA also established a Yalis and Hope River Watershed Management Committee to ensure that these results continue. Jamaica's international ranking as a strong and actions-based drive of environmental protection is steadily growing. A Jamaican Path from Hills to Ocean project is the latest initiative to restore 3 major watersheds across the island in the next 5 years. The $1.05 billion Jamaican dollar project is a joint partnership between the government and the European Union, executed by the Planning Institute of Jamaica in support of NEPA and RADA.
So the rapid ecological assessment is expected to inform some of the project activities that will help with the RADA-led components in identifying some areas that will be prioritized for intervention, and those priority will be for trainings for farmers and other techniques that would help with the overall watershed management. The Cassiton Botanical Garden is one particular location within one of the watershed management units that would benefit mostly from some of these activities.
Work will also be done on 2 wetland ecosystems, Winds Morass in Trelawney and the Mason River Protected Area on the border of St. Anne and Clarendon.
And those activities would help with the overall preservation and conservation of those 2 wetland areas to stem or kind of address some of the challenges we are currently facing with issues of encroachment or solid waste deposits, and also the general sensitization through the use of signage and public education.
The project will also flow into the protection of Jamaica's marine life.
So the assessment of seagrass, the health and distribution of seagrass beds within the Watershed Marine Park and the Helsha, Half Moon Bay area will also be assessed, so we can see if the activities implemented over the 5-year period would have helped with the health or the general health of the marine environment in these areas.
Don't waste water. Turn on your tap at half blast. Plant a tree. The more, the better. Do not litter. Proper waste disposal prevents your garbage from getting into our rivers and streams. Be environmentally friendly. Get involved and help protect the earth. The work to protect our watersheds aligns with Jamaica's signatory to the Paris Agreement on Climate Change to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Equivalently, our Vision 2030 national plan also prioritizes balancing sustainable use of the environment and reducing poverty. Through climate-smart steps to better use the lands and the hills of our watersheds and reduce the degradation of our coastlines, the value of protecting Jamaica's watersheds today will pay the price for securing the future of the island.
As we wrap up today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, we hope you found these features informative and engaging. Let's stay connected through our website, won't you, at jis.gov.jm and on social media. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe and have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.